Coming into the sheriff's office, I was completely surprised. I had no idea that our chief of detention was a black woman, and then our two majors for our two detention centers were black women. And so as a black woman, for me, that was profound. First, working for a black chief of detention, what does that mean?
For me, it means, hey, I can get there. That's a position that one day that, I could strive for as well. So.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of inspiring and an inspirational in a way that Chief White is detention. Oftentimes in law enforcement you see where folks are, they go the sworn path, and it's not many places or many avenues you can go as a detention officer. So for her to have a role as the first chief of detention is pretty profound, and like Major Youngblood said, it makes us feel good. Like, okay, there's somewhere else we can go after this. Yeah.
How long have each of you been in your respective roles? How long have you been major?
It's probably close to 2 years as major. 2018. Yes.
So I'm a new major. One of our other chiefs like to refer to me as the baby major. So it's only been 4 months for me. This is my 24th year with the agency, but only 4 months as major.
So did you ever see major coming in your future, or was it like, wow, I went 24 years and now here I am at major?
Not at all. I wouldn't have in a million years expected it, no.
And for you, what was your path like to major?
For my path, this is the 27th year for me, going into 28. So I was a training officer, the sergeant, the captain, and to be honest with you, I thought captain was it. And then 2 years ago, I got promoted to major.
Wow. How has it been in your roles as major? What's the climate working in a field? People think law enforcement, they automatically think men. Rarely do they think women, and rarely black women in law enforcement. What's the dynamic like? Do you have to deal with any of that being a female in this role?
I would say no, not as much. I haven't seen that much pushback or resistance. I think it's making its way around the world now. You see a lot of female sheriffs, and now, with Chief White being chief of detention, I haven't got much resistance, and I think folks are used to seeing women in leadership now. So it hasn't been that bad.
I think for me, it will be the same, but sometimes it's hard for sometimes men to take on, that's a woman. That's a woman telling me what to do. So sometimes it depends on the role of the male or what have you. But sometimes it's pretty strange for some men to take, that a woman is leading them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Of course, we just elected our first black female vice president. What does that signify? Just breaking those ceilings every day. Can't believe it's 2021. It's just happening, but it is still happening.
I was excited for so many different reasons. To be able to be here to see that. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see it.
I echo that sentiment. I was excited as well.
When I sent the email, Major Parker, you responded, Black Girl Magic, yes. We hear that phrase so much, and I'm so glad that it has become a thing. What comes to your mind when you think about that phrase, Black Girl Magic, BGM? You see the hashtag and women say it, but what does it really mean to see and say Black Girl Magic?
For me, it's just the extra. For me, I enjoy, I love, I embrace being a black woman, and I was raised to know that I'm special. Not to say that other folks aren't special, but I know that I'm special. So Black Girl Magic to me is just this extra razzle dazzle that I feel a black woman has. So it's magical. It's really magical to be a black female, and to see our vice president and there's Chief White, and with the three of us being leaders in detention for Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. It's magical. Where does that happen? Not many places.
for me, just empowering other black women to lead, to be that example. Black Girl Magic for me is to, we all get a piece of that pie. To lead by example, to be that example for the next generation.
What would you say to your, 10-year-old self? And you say you were raised to know that you were special. What would you say to your 10-year-old self? Like now, seeing where you are, and I'm sure still climbing in your careers, but what would you say to that little girl?
I would say, I did it. My mom, I think she put all of her girls, it's 4 girls, in a position that we took on leadership roles at an early age, whether it be the church, Girl Scouts, 4-H, or what have you. She made sure that we were leaders young. So just for her to see it, I got it, I made it, I did it.
I'm an only child, so I was raised to be independent and to know that I could do anything. And of course my mom is deceased now, but she was a teacher, and I think she would be extremely proud. And I would just say to my 10-year-old self, like, the sky's the limit. You can do anything. Anything is possible.
The climate of law enforcement today, as we know, we see it play out. There are very mixed emotions. Some people may see law enforcement as the enemy, even though their jobs is, to protect and to serve. What's your support system like? Like, how do you go day to day and stay dedicated?
I think it's just realizing that we are all one bad decision from being here. I don't put myself above anyone that's in the facility. We all have folks that are our neighbors or our family members that may have been incarcerated. So I stay humble and I stay grounded, knowing that these are individuals that are loved. These folks belong to people. They are human beings that deserve to be treated properly. Our job is not to judge. Our job is to make sure that we take care of them when they're here. So I stay grounded, just knowing that I still have the ability to make a difference, to speak life into someone who's having a hard time. Everybody here isn't guilty, and everybody here, belongs to someone and is loved. So that keeps me grounded and focused.
What keeps me grounded? Family. My family keeps me grounded. Just knowing that what I do here is a reflection on them as well. That I lead by example. And like she said, these are people's children, their family, uncles, aunts, that we are in charge of taking care of. And I take it seriously because you never know when the tables could be turned. You never know when your loved one might be here. So just overall, just my family keeps me grounded coming in here every day.
So what's next for Major Parker and Major Youngblood? What are the next aspirations in your careers? Where do you hope to see yourself to grow? And what do you hope for law enforcement and black women in law enforcement in detention?
Wow.
I don't know. Again, it's only been 4 months for me. So, I would say that I hope that the young ladies here in the Sheriff's Office are inspired and know that they have the opportunity to, progress within the agency as well. So I hope that I'm inspiring and making a difference in the new officers and some of the veteran officers, because oftentimes people feel like, hey, I'm just going to be a detention officer forever. I'm not going to go through the promotional process. But now they know, oh, if she can do it, I can do it.
What's next for me? I will go wherever needed in the agency. That's what's next. Retirement is near, and I will retire as a detention officer, and that will be a proud moment for myself or for me. But what's next? I don't know what's next. It's just day by day, coming in, doing what I need to do, and making a difference. I just want to make a difference while I'm here now.